Hello. So it's been a while, and today's topic it's going to be very interesting. Something we have talked about, yet we haven't talked about in detail, which is about sadhana. What is sadhana? Although in spiritual terms, someone or one might call it as something which is a doing which is devoted to a higher cause towards a purpose. But what it really means in terms of our practical living day to day life. So let us try to explore that, go in depth, and try to find that are we anyhow walking on the path of sadhana? Are we doing conscious action, or is it that we do or what we see in our day to day lives, in our surroundings? Is it just some sort of a very futile action or a waste of time? So, one big difference between any act which is performed, which we do in our day to day life, we know that our acts are very unconscious. They operate from a level of a lack of thoughtfulness, and not just that, we do it because of some sort of pressure, or we do it out of some reasoning which has not been deeply investigated into, or we do it because somebody else is telling us to do it, or we do it because we see that it has been done in some or the other way. And this, I'm talking about any action from our childhood to our current age, where maybe we went to the school to study, we did our studies, we passed this exam, then we went on to another exam, then we went on to another exam, and then went on, we graduated maybe by going to a college, or and after that another degree, we went on to another thing which is doing a job to earn a livelihood. So maybe this very process could have been very organic, or it could have been very thoughtful if you would have really applied yourself to understand the deep reasons behind what you are doing and why you are doing it. But it hardly is the case in our scenario. Our scenario is because, like we talked, we see it being done. We, in a way, have already thought of ourselves as great civilizations who have evolved and understood, and that's why we take the same path, which is a path of, if you look at it, a convenience, a comfort, because we know that many people have already walked on it. And it has been determined that education is extremely important, and all these determinations, we know so many things, we think that okay, this is the best way, and in our just thinking that and accepting it, we in a way have forgotten or let go of the subtlety of questioning, of maybe getting to know a particular thing out of our curiosity, out of our urge for getting real answers. Rather, we are just getting second hand answers fed into us. We are not really exploring this planet as if an alien who would have landed over here would have. The amount of questions a child asks, the amount of questions a person who is exploring a new place altogether, a person who has like opened their eyes and trying to understand a new culture, a new outlook, that inquisitiveness is dead, not just lost, it is dead in us. So this level of questioning, this amount of endearing, reverent ask, that is what sadhana is. And any act that is coming out of such a deep questioning, such a deep understanding of one's ignorance, acceptance of one's ignorance, and then understanding that it necessarily need not be the case that we are walking like blind people. We are led by the blind. Even if we lead, we are blind leading the blind. And there is nothing beyond that level of intelligence, that level of creativity is missing from our actions. Because what we do is not a sadhana. It is just a way which has been devised for us. We are going on the trodden path which has been walked by millions and billions before us. And the path which is rarely taken, that is, we have just lost the eyes for it. Even if it is just there right in front of us, like it is said that even people who follow a particular religion, if the very person who has established or has inspired that religion comes in front of us in this modern era, we will not be able to recognize him or her. The same way we have become so numb, we have become so dumb to our own conditioning that society or the lack of use of our senses has done to us, that we have certainly forgotten to look as to what our purpose could be. And understanding that, bringing that conscious attitude towards action will lead you towards sadhana. And any act done, understanding that, is something which will take you towards growth, towards evolution. And that's why the importance of sadhana when one talks about spirituality in terms of trying to unleash layers of conditioning, in a way letting those conditionings go and go into a mode of creative action. So that's what sadhana is. We can go more deeper into it if you have any questions or would like to know more about it. Thanks.